Hey, welcome back, friends. I hope you enjoyed this book, An Out of This World Vacation by Henry Hobson. Okay, remember those things that you always got to be thinking about when you're reading. You got to think about what you're learning about the text or within the text. You have to be thinking beyond the text, thinking outside the box and making connections. And then you have to think about the text and how the writer is organizing and presenting this information, right? And every book has a message. All right. So, some things from the book is that space pioneers learn how to fly in spaceships and live in space. People like Dennis Tito dreamed of going into space. Ordinary people might be visiting space in the near future, and astronauts and space tourists recently they have to receive special training. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's really expensive. Sorry, I had to put that in there. Anyways, so when you think beyond the text, you got to make those connections, okay? So even when space travel is more common, it wouldn't be easy, right? You have to have a lot of training. So Dennis and Anaushis, they teach us that childhood dreams can come true. Okay, so people learn about the world beyond Earth through the trips of astronauts and space tours. Okay, so when you're thinking about the text, okay, how the writer organized this, um, the writer asks rhetorical questions. So rhetorical questions are questions where you don't really have to say anything. Okay, you don't have to answer. So an example of it is, how could he do it? Okay, so to engage, and they help you, rhetorical questions grab your attention and then they make you think, okay? So the writer includes information about space pioneers to help the reader understand that tourists would need to know about going to space, okay? And also messages, okay? What's the message in this book? Every book has a message. So technology advances have made activities that once seemed impossible, like tourists traveling to space, a reality. So with hard work and dedication, dreams can come true. Okay? So think about it. Henry Hobson, the writer of this book, wants readers to imagine a time when they might go into space as a tourist. So more than 400 people have already bought tickets. Wow. Read pages 14 and 15 and then think about whether you want to go to space and the reasons why or why not. So consider the pros and the cons that you learn from this book. Remember, the cons, the pros are the positive, the cons are the negative reasons. Okay? So turn to page 14 and 15. Okay, read those and then turn and talk to your partner about why you or why not, why or why you would not want to go in space, okay? So pause the video and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so you notice that going into space might cost a lot of money. Remember I told you that? And be dangerous. But you would, I told you that too. So, but you won't see spectacular views of Earth, but you would see spectacular views of Earth like this picture. You would see this picture, this scene of Earth in real life. So it might be worth all the time and the money it would take. Okay, so spectacular. Go ahead and turn to page 14. Okay, reread the sentence with spectacular in it. Tourists will see spectacular views of Earth shining bright against the blackness of space. Okay, so what does spectacular mean? So remember, you always got to think of related words, okay? So you know what spectacle is, okay? So what do you notice about what do you notice about the word spectacle, okay? And then you change that to spectacular, okay? So you have noticed that the word part spec, which has something to do with looking or seeing. Okay, so a spectacle is something unusual that you see. So a pair of spectacles is a pair of glasses that help you see better, okay? So the root part of the word is spec. It connects all three words. So when you see a word with that part, it might have something to do with looking or seeing. Okay, so remember that. Spec. You see a little speck, okay, or you're looking. So remember, when you're trying to figure out a word, try to make connections with other words. And I have a visitor. He's sleeping, Booba. Okay? Lay down. Sorry, kids, can't stop the video. Okay, so go ahead and look at page 15. Okay, turn to page 15. It's an out of this world vacation. Okay? Okay, so read that page with a partner and y'all practice your fluency and your phrasing, okay? And then come on back, okay? Page 15 with the partner. All right. So here's your word study, okay? We're going to study compound words, okay? Compound words, okay? So your compound words are bookcase, bookmark, bookshelf, notebook, pocketbook, scrapbook, sketchbook, textbook, downstairs, fireplace, countdown, download, downtown, face down, sundown, campfire, firefighter, firehouse, firewood, wood fire. Okay? So, what do you notice? Okay, what do you notice about those words? Okay, go ahead and turn and talk to your partners about what you notice about compound words, okay? And then I want y'all to just sort your words out, okay? And I want you to play make it and break it, okay? So you're going to have words in your word cards, right? Your word list. And I want you to sort your words. I want you to make a word, and then I want you to break it, okay? And just play that with your partner, okay? For 3 minutes, and then you gotta come on back, okay? So listen, this story is about, this is Making Stories with Jeff Kinney, okay? And this is by Alice Curry. Okay, so this expository text is an interview. It's expository text and it's an interview, and it reveals an important part of Jeff Kinney's life, that of writer and illustrator. Okay, it explains how he came to do what he is now famous for doing. Okay, and I know y'all know that little character right there. Okay, and that's the creator of that character. So, have you read or heard of Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Or other books about the same character? So your new book today is about Jeff Kinney, the man who wrote these books. So this book includes an interview with Jeff Kinney. So take a look at the table of contents. What's the first section? Okay? What's the first section? What's the first section heading? Okay, the writer introduces Jeff Kinney to us through some questions and answers. In the interview, Alice Carey asked Jeff some questions about his life and how he got started by drawing comics. Okay, you'll get to see some of Jeff's real journals. Mommy. Yes, Booba.
Mommy.
You'll get to, so these, excuse me, I'm so distracted right now, and I know you are. But I'm going to get through this, and then y'all read this book. You enjoy this book. Hold on. So let me finish. So then the interviewer, Alice Canny, asked Jeff some questions about his life and how he got started by drawing comics. Okay, so you'll get to see some of Jeff's real journals, which is interesting. He talks about making a book step by step and gives some advice to readers who want to draw or write. So look at pages 2 and 3. Under the heading, Meet Jeff Kinney, there you see Jeff with his laptop computer. He lives in the state of Massachusetts in the eastern U.S. So look at page 5. So that was page 2 and 3. And that's the picture at his laptop. Okay, and then page 5. Okay, on this page, the interviewer asks 2 questions that get Jeff talking about how he comes up with his creative ideas. So when you read an interview, you are gathering information just like the interviewer did. So sometimes you have to think hard about what the answers mean. Here, you hold the book, Booba. There you go. Okay, so I want you to read some of those questions and answers to yourself, okay? And I want you to tell what you think Jeff Kinney means, okay? So read the questions and then talk to your partner about what does he mean in his answers, okay? So in addition to questions and answers, the writer provides additional information, okay? So turn to page 8. Okay, hold that. Okay, turn to page 8 and read the first paragraph and talk about what you learned, okay? Talk about that with your partner. Go ahead and pause. All right, so the writer puts the information in to give us some information that would help us understand the interview. So then the writer asked Jeff some questions about how he got started in cartooning. So turn to page 11. Turn to page 11. Okay, there he is working. So this is a sidebar here. The writer uses sidebars to give readers more information. So read all the different kinds of print in this book. And I hope you were paying attention and not paying attention to Chano, because he should be asleep right now. Okay, get the book. So read all of the different kinds of print in this book. As you read, think about what has helped Jeff as a writer and cartoonist and how he feels about the process of writing. Okay, so listen, you should be on your sticky notes, you should be writing about what you think about the things that have helped Jeff be a writer and a cartoonist. Okay, those are what your sticky notes are about. And then also how he feels about the writing process. Okay, those 3 things. What helped him become a writer, a cartoonist, and what he thinks about the writing process, okay? So tell him, Channel, say, read this book. Read all about this book from cover to cover, okay? And we'll see you when you get back. Right? That looks cool, huh? Yeah. Okay, so pause the video and read away. All right, friends, welcome back. And Channing, yes, he's still here. Okay, so what did you learn about Jeff as a person? And did you think that that the kind of person he is has helped him be successful? How? Talk to your partner. And provide evidence, okay? Show them in the book how the kind of person he was or is has helped him become successful, okay? So Jeff is an example of a person who kept on doing what he liked to do best, and he was very successful at it. So how do you feel about the advice he gave to readers? Talk to your partner about his advice, okay? Right down. Turn it this way. Here you go. Okay, now listen. Remember those 3 things I had told you had to do while you're reading. Think within the text, think beyond the text, and think about the text. So when you're thinking within the text, you should remember things like he started drawing cartoons when he was young. At age 25, he began to keep a journal. And he combined his writing and his cartooning, and it took him a long time and a lot of work for him to create a book, okay? And y'all love those Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, okay? So, thinking beyond the text, making connections. So Jeff appreciates being challenged more than being praised. So he wants to be challenged more than he wants people to say, good job. Jeff has developed some interesting ways to keep him from being distracted. And then even after writing many books in a series, it is still hard work for Jeff to write another book. Okay, I'll give you your own water, okay? Because mommy's sick. Okay? So listen, when you're thinking about the text, I want you to think about how the writer organizes the information, okay? So remember we talked about that. So the author used descriptions, photographs. The author talks about how Jeff stayed focused on how he stays focused on entertaining young readers. The interviews in this story helps you understand facts about Jeff and his background and how he was when he was a kid. Yeah, a book. And then also photographs of his sketches helps understand your understanding, okay? So listen, the message in this book is hard work and persistence and drive to create can make someone succeed as an author or illustrator. So be persistent. That means never give up in doing what you love to do, okay? So here's my teaching point. So you know you have an interesting interview when your subject says something that is surprising. Sometimes the reader probably did not know it. So read the questions on page 17 and then let's talk about what might have surprised the interviewer. Turn to page 17, Channel. Yeah, 17. Okay, here you go. Show the kids. Page 17, okay? So read that. Talk about and be thinking about if it surprised the reader, you, okay? So some of you were surprised that Jeff didn't write Diary of a Wimpy Kid for kids. He wrote it for adults. Wow, that is surprising. So also it took a very long time to get published. Publish means to get to you so you can read it, right? But the editor said after looking at his work for only a minute that it could be a book. If you write an interview with someone, look for some surprising information that readers will find interesting, okay? And that's my teaching point. Think of some surprising information that will shock the readers, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this book. Okay, show them the book one more time. Okay, I am going to go put Channing back to bed, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.